What's up, guys? Hockey21940 here, and we are back with the Colorado Avalanche. Getting ready to start the simulation. Let's slow simulate the first game of the season just to see what we're in for this year. The St. Louis Blues, the team that we beat last year in the first round. Can we beat them in the first game of the season? First period, 3-1. Look at that. Duchesne, Kane, and Talbot. Second period, nothing. And the third period, ooh, they made it close, Derek Roy, but we still beat them. Alright, so winning the first game of the season on the road, that's pretty big. It's pretty big. It lets us know what we're in for the remainder of the season. Alright, but remember last year, our team has a lot of poise, and we didn't start the year off very well. Remember at the trade deadline, we were 7th in the league. We were 33-20 or something like that, and then we went on a tear. We won 20 out of 23 games, and ended up winning the Presidents, so that was crazy. I'm not seeing any Nashville games. There it is. I want to slow simulate that game. It's a big game. Alright. We do have a home and home, I believe, with the Blues. Yes, we do. Can we beat them twice in a row? Yes, we can. Alright, so we just stomp on the Blues to start the season. Pretty good start to the year. The Edmonton Oilers are probably a great team by year 5. All the young guns they have. Oh yeah, P.A. Parento's on their team as well. Oh, we beat them 6-3. I like it. And look at Duchesne, 5 goals. Boucher, 6 assists. The role reversal. One of the Smiths. I can't tell which Smith that is because they're both B. Smith. One of them's taking a lot of penalties. I think it's Ben Smith. I think he was the one with the bad discipline. Scouting assignment, yes. We'll go after that goalie if he's still supposed to be top 10. Where is he? Wachel, Kunjach. Oh wait, or was that the last? I don't remember. I think he actually dropped to a first round goalie, so I'll actually switch to forwards now. Even though we don't really need scouting anymore, I'll just scout the OHL. There we go. Alright, so let's simulate up to that Nashville game. Alright. 3-0-1. We have not lost in regulation just yet. Is that an 8-2 victory over the Anaheim Ducks. Very nice. Hank Sedin, he's still on the Canucks. Aaron Ekblad, they still have Kessler. Markstrom looks like he turned into the goalie they wanted him to be, and we still beat him 5-1. Alright, what a start to the year. Last year we didn't start too well, and then we finished on a tear. Now this year we're starting off great, so if we can start well, and then we get crushed 5-0 by the Oilers. But if we can get a great start to the season and still have that great end, then we're set. We are definitely poised for another Presidents. Another big win there. Like I said, this has to be the best team I've built for GM mode. I've had a couple great teams before. I think this is definitely my top 3 best built teams as far as how good we are offensively, how stacked defensively, and then the elite goalie. Usually every single team has at least one weakness, whether it's lack of offense, not the best defensive core, or lack of, starting goalie. We have it all. Okay, that was a loss. That was a regulation loss. 2-1. Another 4-0 win. We came right back the next night. Alright. Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn still tearing it up in Dallas. Oh man, they tore us up. 7-1. Jeez. 8-3-1, still a very respectable record. St. Louis Blues were 2-0 against them this season, and they finally beat us. I think it was an overtime loss, though. I could be wrong, though. The Chicago Blackhawks, a team that was racing for the Presidents with us last year, and we beat them 5-0. There we go. Oh wow, we have 3 games in 2 weeks against the Blackhawks. It's crazy. Beat the Coyotes there. Looking good. Duchesne and Boucher are tearing it up. Oh man, alright. That was a loss in overtime, I believe. Alright, so Chicago, can we bounce back in our building? No, alright, so they beat us in two straight overtime losses against Chicago. We still got points, though. We got 2 points in those 2 games. So not bad. Patrick Kane is now leading us in goals. That first line is just tearing it up once again this year. Hopefully Boucher can hit his 50-goal season and Kane can hit 100 points for the first time. That guy's come so close to 100-point seasons. Pittsburgh. Alright, they beat us in overtime once again. We just don't want to lose in regulation. Look at that, Jesper Fast. And they still have Brad Richards. They kept that contract, it looks like. Jesper Fast turned out to be a nice player. We lose to them once, or no, it was regulation. We lost 1-0 in regulation to the Rangers. The Red Wings. Ooh, another regulation loss, I think that was. Alright, so the Predators, we've been slumping as of late. Can we turn it around against the 11-7-2 Predators? First period. Oh my god, every time. Eves and Hagelin, these guys aren't even good. Second period. Oh my god. 4-0 loss. Are you kidding me? How do you give up 4 goals to that crappy team? Oh my god. That team is crap. They really are. How does Patrick Eves score 2 goals on our team? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I should just turn injuries on and hope that Shea Weber gets a concussion. Oh my god. That's insane. I figure if I had... Oh wait, I'm still yawning. I bet if we had a defensive core, and we had Shea Weber, Zdeno Chara, Duncan Keith, and PK Subban as our top 4 defense, I still think they would beat us, and have like Jonathan Quick in the net. I still bet they would beat us like 5-0. With Crosby, Ovechkin, and Stamkos in the first line. I bet they'd still beat us. Oh my god. Whatever they have, the chemistry there, they just have it. They just know how to win. They're not a great team, they won't dazzle you. They get the job done. I don't know how they do it. Alright, so we have come back down to earth a little bit here. 12-7-5. Not the greatest record, but not terrible either. Alright, so let's do the, I think QMJHL this time we'll do. I'll do the QMJHL. Alright, so we'll simulate up to the end of December. I really hope for NHL 15 for GM mode. I really hope they have more like interactions, kind of like NBA, like be a pro mode. I know there's like interactions. I hope for like not necessarily cut screens, or I mean cut scenes, but like messages from players. Like we have Stefan Elliott and Tyson Berry on the 3rd defensive line, and they're both 84 or 85 overall. And I know they're listed as top 4 defensemen. So you should get a message from those guys saying like, if I don't get top 4 minutes, then I want top 4 minutes, and if you're not going to give it to me, then I want to be traded or something like that. Or if in free agency, like how Jason Spezza. Or that's another thing, no trade clauses. I think it would be annoying to have no trade clauses in the game, but kind of like how Jason Spezza, the Senators and the Predators had a deal worked out, but then Spezza came in and waved off. He said, no, there's no way I'm getting traded to Nashville. What if that happened in the game, like a player said, there's no way you're trading me to Phoenix, or something like that. Or Arizona now, I guess. Or just like a player says, you know what, it's just not work. I know it'd be kind of annoying, but it'd be realistic if a player came in and said, you know what, I'm having, like if Chris Kunitz came in and said, oh, Sidney Crosby, he's kind of been annoying me a little bit the past couple of weeks. He's been a little bit of a puck hog. He's not really passing me the puck much anymore, and there's trouble in the locker room. Can I be moved? That would just be kind of interesting. Kind of like Philadelphia, they had all those locker room problems. Richards and Carter both got traded. I think it'd be very interesting. I mean, let's actually just talk about those trades for a second, because I remember when they happened, I was very shocked. I know everyone was. It was like, wow, the Flyers, what a terrible trade. What a couple of terrible trades they made. But those trades were unbelievable for Philly. I mean, they traded Jeff Carter for what? Sean Couturier and Jakub Voracek. And Voracek is now a first-line sniper playing with Claude Giroux. And Couturier is a perfect, second, third-line, two-way forward. And then the trade with the Kings, they got Braden Shen and Wayne Simmons. I mean, Wayne Simmons, I live in Pennsylvania, and I'll tell you, I mean, other than Claude Giroux, Wayne Simmons is the favorite player on the Flyers. Everyone loves Wayne Simmons. Other than Giroux, he's just that one player that everyone knows, everyone likes him. And they also got Braden Shed, who was another, perfect third, future second line player. And then they also made that trade with Toronto, that Luke Shen JVR swap. And that trade, it's hard to say whether, who won that deal, because I think the Maple Leafs, it definitely worked out for them because they, JVR and Phil Kessel have great chemistry there. And, but for the Flyers, I mean, their defensive correlate is looking really good right now. I mean, Luke Shen back there, he's still getting better. Now you got both of the Shen brothers. I mean, the Flyers, Paul Holmgren, he's made some great trades. A lot of people didn't give him enough credit at the time for the trades he made, but now, I mean, looking back on it, actually, he's not the GM anymore. It's Garth Snow, I believe now. But Paul Holmgren, when he was GM, he made a lot of good trades. Alright, 27-10. And also, another thing, and I think 2BC actually brought this up in one of his most recent GM modes, was player trades. I mean, not enough player trades happen in the GM modes. I mean, if you simulate 10 to 15 seasons, or like 10 to 15 years into the GM mode, the teams look almost identical. Like you just saw, Brad Richards was still on the Rangers 5 years in. What was another team? On the Islanders, Kyle Poso, he's still an Islander. I mean, it could happen, but I mean, so many trades and free agencies and buyouts, so much of that happens in the NHL. It's so unpredictable, and in this game, the rosters stay pretty much the same unless I make a trade with another team. Really, no big deals happen. I mean, if you go into the trade deadline and look at the trade list, you never see like a 90 overall player get traded. You never see a player get bought out by a team. And that's another thing. Computers, they're really not great GMs. I mean, they never buy out players. Like the Chicago Blackhawks, after year one, Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews are both free agents. You pretty much always see both of them, if not at least one of them, go to free agency. Because Chicago, the computer GMs just don't know how to wheel and deal and make room for the cap. They don't know how to make trades. Trade Hossa, trade Sharp. They don't realize that Patrick Kane is a 26-year-old player who can play for another 15 years. They just let them go because Marian Hossa, a 35-year-old player who's on the decline, has a big salary. The computer doesn't realize that he could just trade Hossa and keep Kane and Toews. The computers just don't recognize that. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I ran out of space again on my camera, so I had to stop it. I have about a minute here to talk. But like I said, about the GMs, the computer GMs, they just don't know how to work their teams. They really just don't. Matt Duchene made the All-Star team. Reed Boucher made the All-Star team. Defensively, Brendan Smith made the team. No one else. Shea Weber made it, of course. Then Varlamov made it, and he's the starter this year. Any other Predators make the All-Star game as far as forwards? Yeah, see, no Predator forward made the All-Star team. They're terrible. They're terrible. That's going to do it for this episode, guys. In the next episode, we will simulate up to the trade deadline, or possibly the end of the season. It depends. I will see you guys in the next episode.